So, welcome to the first episode of Aam Aadmi podcast. Like, are you excited to be in the first episode of our Aam Aadmi podcast? Not even able to spell that properly.
Yes,
Yeah.
super excited.
Yeah, nice. So, you are studying or you're working, Sushmita?
So I freelance.
Uh-huh.
I'm into marketing, social media marketing.
Ah, very nice. That's nice. I'm also into
Yeah.
freelance only, but I'm into sales basically.
You're into?
Sales. So, I work as a sales
Oh,
consultant.
nice.
So, is there a particular topic you want to speak about?
I don't know. You tell me. But first, I want to ask you. So, what is this Aam Aadmi podcast all about?
Yeah, so Aam Aadmi podcast is something where, in this world where internet penetration is increasing and then we are able to reach to more people right now, what we thought is that we wanted the voice of a common person reaching a bigger platform. So we
Okay.
all see the interviews that are done by celebrities, we all see interviews done by famous people or who have done something in life, but we believe that everyone's life is interesting. It's not just the celebrities whose life are interesting or the views are interesting. So we thought, why don't we give it a shot where we call up people onto the show and then speak about random stuff, or we decide topic on to speak about, and then we see his or her views. That's what I thought.
This is a really nice thought. This is a virtual high five to you.
Hey, thank you very much.
Really
Have you
nice
seen
thought.
any movies recently? Is there something?
Yes, I did end up watching See You Soon.
Aha, how come?
The one
But that's a Malayalam movie, right? How did you come to know about that movie?
So basically, that was in my list. I have a lot of friends who watch different kinds of movies and everything. And from this lockdown time, I thought I should watch more movies. I always get excited for movies, but I don't end up watching them. And this time I was like, whatever happens, I have to sit and watch. Oh, you liked it too?
Yeah, I loved it. First of all, let me be open here. I love Fahad Fasil. I love the way he
Yeah.
acts. He is very intense. He takes acting to a different level altogether. So I kind of follow all his movies. So See You Soon was
Oh,
another one bucket list which I had where I wanted to see that movie. But then what spiked my interest is the fact that I came to know that See You Soon was shot during that lockdown time, where they shot the
yeah,
entire film on their phone. Did you know that?
correct. Yeah. So I have a friend who's super into movies, and she told me, "Are you have to watch this film, dude? Because we keep planning different things, and we have thousand excuses." And she's like, "Those guys shot it on their iPhone, and it's like a lockdown movie."
Yeah, the
And then I
entire
was
thing.
like, "Wow."
So I what I understand is that all the actors moved into Fahad's house. They all
Hmm.
were there in the flat in their apartment, and then they shot the entire movie in some 23 days. So that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when we
Yeah.
are watching the movie, also I actually did not realize that it is the same location, or it's a normal phone that they're using. It's a normal iPhone that they're using. I did not see the difference. It was very nice for me.
Like as you said, I think this all things you get to know when you watch interviews. Like I ended up watching the movie. So in general, if I'm watching some movie, Gada, I don't do much review about it or see about it because I see when I'm watching a cinema or a film, it's like completely new. I don't want to go by reviews or whatever. I like it. I like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That is
So
such a
I
fresh approach of life.
yeah, because I feel every film has some crazy thing to take away. So I kind of come into this optimistic viewer, I guess, and I suck at critiquing films.
That is nice.
But yeah, as you said, after watching the film, I went and tried. First thing I did was went to Wikipedia and read about it, and then it says like this. It was called as a computer screen film or something. India's
Yeah.
first computer
Yes.
screen film.
Yes.
I said, like, listening to the word India's first, and I was like, wow. Then I went and saw what computer screen film was. So it's like how you're using the computer screen or your
Yes.
phone's interface
Correct.
and making an entire film. And then I was kind of scrolling down and I saw the list of films which are made like that. There are quite a handful of them, like probably 15, 20 of them. And in that, there was See You Soon 2020. So it just felt so exciting that an Indian movie is up there.
Yeah. So what is that like? If I ask you to give me 3 reasons why you love the film, what would those be?
So I felt it was very interesting. Point number one, like I think you call it thrilling or thriller genre or whatever. It was very good. And Point number two, I felt the entire storyline, how they conveyed it and everything was also very nice and it was engaging.
Correct.
And third thing, the acting was also amazing.
Yes, very true.
And then
And it,
actually, okay, there is another fourth thing which we can include in this
yeah,
three
please
maybe.
go ahead.
And it's
Include as many as you
I
want.
feel
Not an
it's
issue
not
at all.
at all predictable. It's not at all predictable.
Yes.
And oh my god, the fifth thing is you can connect to it so much
Correct.
too.
Exactly. So if we start speaking about that, initially in that scene where they get to know each other and they're using Tinder, and I don't see
Yeah.
much people showing that they use Tinder. And Tinder is like everyone's, they don't tell it outside, right? That they use Tinder, and then in a screen
I
that
use
is,
Tinder. Do you use Tinder?
sorry.
I said, I use Tinder. Do you use Tinder?
I used to use Tinder. Now if I use Tinder, my wife will throw me out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was refreshing to see it on the screen, but at the same
Yeah.
time, because it is a Malayalam movie, and I was thinking of the Malayalam audience that is there, and which is of various age groups, and I was thinking if the entire audience will connect to that, will they actually know what Tinder is or what is happening there? And it's one doubt which I had. But then again, I thought it's not so different from the usual matrimony apps nowadays. They
Yeah.
also do the same thing there, right? So they also swipe
Yeah.
it. So I was just wondering, like, okay, fine, though that age group where people use Tinder, they would have understood, and that age group of uncles and aunties who are getting their kids married off, they also would have understood. These two,
Yeah.
they would have understood as well, I thought.
I know. I think that's exactly like as you said. So when they showed Tinder, and I think the way it's released also during these lockdown times, I feel Tinder's download it would have exploded during lockdown.
Yeah,
And then
without
when
doubt.
yeah, when you're talking to a new person, you know how you talk, and then suddenly how it go to pictures and everything.
Yeah,
So I feel the youth would have super nicely connected.
correct.
And then, so when you're seeing the conversations, you're literally as if you're seeing two people text. So I didn't at all feel as if it was a film and I'm seeing some characters text. It was just like, my friend is showing me that text and I could correlate to it.
Yeah, totally, totally. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And I actually thought of something else. I don't know how many people would have related to that, but when they started showing the Tinder profile, and when it was just the age was 31 years old,
Mm-hmm.
right? And in my mind, I thought the filmmaker wanted to show that it's okay not to get married and be 31, and that's normal, right? It's not that you are an outcast in the society or anything. You are a normal dude. That's what I
Nice.
thought. I don't know how many people would have noticed that, but I felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice observation.
I think they've given a lot of attention to detail in the small things where initially when the guy started texting, and then he was not able to do the video calls, and he kept calling her. All those emotions were rightly captured is what I felt.
And how you actually interestingly observe the guy's age, I've observed the girl's age. So it's nice that we both are on the conversation. So also it's like, as you said, not many people are open to talk about them being on dating apps and everything, but I feel it's pretty common now and it's
I
nothing
think it's
wrong.
still considered taboo, in many places. Or I mean, it's the mindset. It's not the mindset of the people who are using it. It's that they're scared that they'll get judged. Is what I think. They're scared that
Yeah.
people will judge them. They're using Tinder. Oh, you're using Tinder, and all will happen. Is what I think they'll think.
But it also again comes with this thing of an online platform, your identity and everything. Can you trust the other person? Now, what if this girl, Anu, would have turned out to be really psychotic? Now, in the movie, in the end, because that's another part. So, we don't know her character alongside when the movie is playing, right? When she becomes suspicious, how Kevin is trying to figure out about her. Even I was like, how could you trust her, Jimmy? How could you trust her? Like as a viewer, in the end, the story turned out to be something else. So I think that factor is also there when you're talking to some person online.
Yeah, they were able to capture a lot of emotions there, and a lot of topics that had to be discussed were discussed there.
Yeah. And actually, I know, and beautifully, like you said, it's not like, so there are some movies which are made, I'm not saying with an agenda, but you want to push an agenda forward, like a social message or something. And this movie had it conveyed so subtly and nicely. And like in the end, also, once people watch the movie, you understand, okay, something like this happens. So they are not on it saying that this is wrong, this is right, we have to help them. They just showed a story in such a beautiful way. You understand there is a social message that you get through it. And I felt it was damn beautiful. And then I love the proposal, by the way. So in the video call, how he takes the mom in and his cousin sister in, and he proposes to the girl, Anu, Jimmy.
You felt that was beautiful? Like, I
Yeah,
just want the girl's perspective on it.
I felt that was cutely. So now, if you like a person, the person likes you too, and they're doing something like that. It's kind of cute.
But then
If you don't like
he
the
or she
person,
should
it's
get the
terrifying.
consent of the person first, right? Like, we're gonna take our mom on the call, or our cousin who's my best friend on the call. Like, I'm just saying, I'm thinking from two perspectives here. Like, he is shown as a, not immature person. He is shown as a person who is impulsive. He jumps
Yeah.
into stuff, and he's not able to make a decision, or he keeps jumping into problems. What has been showcased there. But then when I was seeing that scene, I was like, okay, fine. If my girlfriend would have taken a call with her mom and her cousin, it would have been super awkward for me, right? Even if I love that person from the entire heart and all that stuff, still it'll be super awkward for me. So I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been awkward, but I think if it's like kind of mutual, like suppose two people like each other, and especially if you met on a platform like Tinder where everything is mostly like flings or something like that, and you like someone and they're doing something like that. So I like when I saw the character of Anu in the movie, like how she was talking, literally it gave me a vibe. She likes him. Like she didn't tell it outright to him, but those smiles and everything.
Correct.
The first time he video calls her, also she says, "No, I don't want to talk. I can't talk." But then eventually she lifts it up. So she enjoys it. So getting a mom literally would have been like, "Acha, this guy is pretty serious about me." So she would have
and
felt
the way
awkward.
she replied to that message after the call, when she replied saying, do you really want to marry me? Are you really interested to marry me? That kind of struck a chord. Like how you told, we felt that, okay,
Yes.
Anu likes him, but she's resisting herself. She's not able to open up, something of that sort.
Yeah. So I feel like, so when I say it was very thrilling or something, like right from the beginning, we don't know the entire how each character is. It opens up during the film, like as and when the film happens, we get to know more character traits of theirs and everything. So especially Anu's character was so like secretive because they don't reveal much. We just see her like this, and then I was getting suspicious, just like Kevin or this Jimmy's mom, saying that what is her information? Even I want to know her information.
No, person not having the phone number itself is where the red light starts, right? Like, why does she not have a phone number? That itself is.
I know.
Like initially, if she did not do the video call, I would have assumed that it is a guy. To be very frank.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yes.
That happens a lot.
Looks like you have experience.
I've had my friends who experienced that.
Oh, okay.
You tell me about this character, Kevin. Not me. My name is also Kevin. But what about Fahad Fasil? How did you find his character?
I think one of the best things about this film, like I'll definitely get to Kevin, but it's like each character is wonderful in its own way. So it's not like one is the hero or every character is hero. In general, our typical Indian movies, or I can't comment much about Hollywood movies, but there's like this one character who's the hero or who's the savior or something like this. So here I feel equal weightage is there for everyone's character because it's unique in that way. And coming to Kevin's character, Fahad Fasil's character, it's like every person has a Kevin in their life, their go-to person when they do screw ups and everything.
True.
So I felt that I could connect with Kevin's character. And secondly, his work pressure. Like he had multiple sides actually. So one is his thing with his friends. One thing is his work, where he's trying to do shit. And also in workplace, generally we find people taking away our credit and we just going on with it.
Correct.
And then there came a point where he just got frustrated and he's just stood up for himself.
Correct.
And then I love his meetings, by the way. And then how he talks to the other girl, I forgot. I don't love that, but it's just natural.
I wanted to come to that point actually. Did you find that? Was it that they wanted to show the toxic masculinity of the hero by showing that scene? Because I understand from each character that is there on the screen, like how you told, it is not a hero character that is getting all the limelight. Every character has a depth, and we eventually throughout the movie, once the movie is done, we get into all those depths of all those characters, right? So in case of
Correct.
in case of Kevin here, Fahad Fasil's character, initially itself they show the depth, and then they show the hero side of Fahad Fasil, right?
Yeah.
And in the case
Yes.
of Anu, initially they show us, and then later on we find out the depth of what the character is. And,
Yeah.
and in case of Jimmy also, we get to know the character, and then throughout the character we get to know what are his flaws, what is his plus point, and towards the end the decision
Correct.
he makes at the end of the movie kind of makes us love him more, right? So I
Yes.
was just having this doubt where that scene with his boss, where he was screwing around with her, was it really necessary to show the depth of that character? That's what I was thinking.
So I felt it was very natural. Now, when you're asking me whether it's necessary, now I feel it is necessary because it showed the entire character. Like he was shown as this not arrogant exactly, but a person who is doing his work and also comes across koncham little as arrogant. But then we also see his other side of him going to an extent for his friend and then talking to his friend's mom. So we see that other side of his. So this extreme sides, if they didn't show this, we wouldn't have understood this.
Correct,
And
correct.
also I love it. In the end, when he needs help, he had to go back to her, right?
Yes.
So he blocked her there. No, he had to go back. So he has to get down on his ego and then he messages her. Then
Correct.
she says, "You didn't get anyone else." Then he's like, "No one is as good as you, right?"
I was just actually playing the devil's advocate here. So these are the things my friend kind of questioned me on when I said this is a perfect movie, and they're like, no, why was it required to show all these scenes and all? They asked. So this is exactly what you told is 100% true. So what happened here is that there is no hero character here in this movie, at least. All the characters that is there have their own flaws, have their own plus
Correct.
points, and the movie has
Yeah.
captured the entire thing, and it is beautiful.
That's a beautiful way of saying it. True. Most of the times, what happens is in movies, we just want to glorify a few things. Like,
Correct.
need not be in a bad way. Even good things just get glorified. Now, a hero is doing some good deed. We just want to push it so much saying that, he does good, he does good. Here, it's like every human actually has a mix of both traits, right? And they showed both.
Correct. So is that
And
why we
I
were
love
able to relate to the character?
Could be. Yes.
Right. Because we also have the same traits. We also have a few traits which we know are bad. And
Yes,
I think
yes,
when we
yes.
are able to see this on screen, even the Jimmy character, I think everyone would have had that phase of life where he was a Jimmy, where he or she was looking out to get into a relationship, and then they found that person,
Yeah.
and he or she fell in love, head over heels with that person, and then they end up doing some stupidity. All that we've been there, right?
Yes.
We've been that phase of Kevin where we have helped out people, we have screamed at people for repeating the same mistake over and over again, and the kind of flaws which
Yes.
Kevin showed, a few of them we also have. So I think throughout the movie, even for Anu, she also been in an issue. She did not know how to take out, get out of it. And she is looking out for an alternative. All those characters are us basically.
Yeah. And also, like, I was just thinking, like, how you said, even for Jimmy's character, I feel every character was written so beautifully. Like, we can see the growth or the decline, or as in, it's very hard for especially because this movie is just 1 hour 40 minutes to convey everything and be in the storyline. And the crazy part is to be emotionally attached throughout the movie. Like, I'm not saying I cried or something.
I'm
When
pretty sure you did.
I had tears. I had tears. Like Kevin got to know Anu's story in the end, right? And those videos, it's literally like she sent it to her mom. So even I saw it like a third person. And during this 1.5 hours, I forgot I was watching a movie. I was just like in the story as a third person, but it's like on your laptop. Like you're seeing screens on the laptop, WhatsApp, everything. Now that's how we work in general. So many tabs open and multitasking. So it's like I'm on my laptop and I'm seeing things on my laptop or someone's talking to me.
Correct.
So when Kevin was seeing Anu's messages, so I felt as if Anu sharing it to her mom and I'm like her mom and I'm just seeing all of it. And there came a point where I cried because I'm like, oh no, like she's been through a lot.
Yeah. I think it was an emotional roller coaster ride because initially it was pure love and we felt that love. There was a stage of film where there was a suspense which we do not know how it will pan out. We felt that.
Yeah. That was
And
scarily
yeah,
irritating because I don't want, not saying I didn't want Anu's character to be bad, but Jimmy really liked her and he's taking all these steps so aggressively. I
correct.
didn't want his heart to break. And then I, at the same time, I was angry on Jimmy. Jimmy, you're fool. How can you do that? It's an online person. So just don't trust. And how Kevin, so again, the bond between Kevin and Jimmy. So Jimmy's character establishment also is not directly through him. Kevin says that, dude, every week you're out with some girl.
Correct.
And that other friend also says, what happened to the Punjabi girl? And
Correct.
then he's like, no, this girl is
I
final.
think all
So
of
when
us has that one cousin whom we can reach out to. So for Jimmy, that was Kevin. And even for you, I'm pretty sure you will also have one cousin of yours who knows everything
yeah.
that happens in your life.
And I love the cute thing of their virtual drinks party also. When Anu and Jimmy are together, they talk to their cousins and they drink together. I was like, this is a smart idea.
I mean, in long-term relationships, this is how couples talk, right? So I was able to relate to that. Like in long-term
Okay.
relationships, I mean, that is there, right? And you, when you want to spend time with each other, we actually do this. You
Okay.
both watch the same film, and then you're still on your phone, and then you speak about the film on the phone while you're watching it, stuff like that. Yeah. So that was also a little bit relatable. What is happening?
Yeah. Yes. It was cute. Oh, and talking about the ending, See You Soon's ending and how they've turned out Anu's character, and the ending is absolute beauty.
And it's an open ended ending actually, right? I mean, it's not a happily ever after there. There is still that
True.
probability lingering there. It's not. We do not know if they'll end up getting married. We do not even know if they'll what will happen after a few months. But it's nice. They just
Yeah.
guided it through to a particular portal kind of thing where these possibilities are there, and we are okay with that.
Correct. And I think why I'm calling it most beautiful thing is because like how they reveal it also. He talks to the mom and mom tells him. So that means Anu called the mom to tell her truth because
Correct.
she's been on the call.
Correct.
So that was aha moment. And when he got to know and he tells Kevin, he's like, I've been sleeping with a call girl, dude. And that. And in the end, after everything happens, so because as a viewer, we generally don't see those situations around us, especially if people are involved in prostitution and call girl. If like we find those people and someone likes them, we always have this question mark: what will actually happen?
Correct.
In general, they say love need not have reasons or whatever, right? But if we see in reality, oh, acha, this person's working, so we like them. What if we really get to know that our partner is into a field like this? Will our love decrease for them? You go into double thoughts, right? After the whole thing, he gave it a break. He was thinking, he was shattered, definitely. But I loved how he's like, I just want to ask her, why did she do it? So it was very evident that he probably felt bad that she didn't tell him, or they didn't show that his love went away on her because she's a call girl. And her side also very subtly with her call with Kevin when she's like, at a moment I really felt I could stay with him.
Correct.
So it confesses her love too.
No, there again, the characters, what is happening is that because the movie maker is not focused on showing that person as a hero or showing only the good portion of that, they're able to tell a proper story with all the proper emotions. Right?
I know.
Like a guy gets angry at his cousin. He's not angry at himself. Like he's actually angry at himself, but he lashes out on his cousin for not doing the proper background check. Then he calms down. Then he thinks about it. Then he speaks to his cousin again, and then he says, "I want to know what is happening." So that flow was perfect. And did you like the background score, or is there some other aspects of the movie which you really liked? Like,
so what I really liked, I don't know if this is major or it makes any sense or not, but I really loved how the title came and the intro names also.
Correct. So the way they've written "See You Soon," right? It's the same way how we text.
Yes.
They've given such importance to all those things, and it's beautiful for a person who actually gives importance to detail. They would love the movie.
Yes, right. And also I felt it's creative because they're texting. So generally, how we have our titles, something comes in the beginning. That's for namesake to have these extra titles shown up and down, whoever are involved in the movie, and then the title shows. Here, they took the conversation. I don't think the title appeared anytime in the starting of the film, and then it just zooms on to the text "See You Soon." That was beautiful. and then they go into the details of the Wi-Fi thingy, I guess.
Huh.
And then all the text information about the technicians who worked in the movie came in the beginning.
Correct.
So it is not like this is disrupting the movie. And background score also, I enjoyed it. I don't know much about it, but I felt wholesome. I was into the movie.
Correct.
So I think that
So you didn't feel
complemented it
disconnected at any
very well.
point of time.
Yeah. And I love that there were no songs exclusively or anything.
So I think they were trying to capture the real emotions that is there. So
Yeah.
I actually have not understood the concept of songs. Like you've been in a college. I've been in a college, right? Where is
Yeah.
that song in college where you see in every film where people coordinate and dance and all that stuff? It does
Even
not
I think
actually
that's
capture
right.
the
Okay.
truth that happens in a college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do a dance. This dance right now, two people are talking and now suddenly something happens and there's a song playing in the background and we're
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah. So
It didn't happen. You didn't coordinate with me. Plan flawed.
I am not good at dancing. Even in virtual dancing, I'm not good.
See, this is reality. Nothing happens like this in films.
So, is there any other film which you are looking forward to after this, or how does it work?
So I'm actually trying to watch a lot of films. Now Telugu mein Nishabdam is gonna come.
Okay.
Anushka Shetty's and Madhavan's Nishabdam. I'm super excited for that.
Okay.
And then I've been like loaded with some work since the past few weeks, so I didn't watch many films.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to watch a lot more films right now.
So, have you actually opened your mind towards Malayalam film industry and want to pursue a little bit more into Malayalam film industry?
Yes, my friend already sent me 10 films that I have to watch.
Which are
I remember one of it, which is Trance.
Trance is the same. Fahad Fazil's movie. Yeah, his acting is a different level there. You should really watch that.
Like I've explored a bit of Tamil cinema, not more to be very honest, but I've heard that Tamil cinema and Malayalam cinema are very open in terms of storylines compared to Telugu cinema. So I'm a Telugu person. They're much more explorative in their stories and they can take these risky endings and stuff.
It was awesome talking to you. Yeah. This is just a trial episode we are doing. I'm pretty sure we'll keep calling you for more calls like this because
I'd love to. I love to.
And next time, what we are planning to do is that it is not just films we are planning to concentrate on. We'll start speaking about other topics, various topics, anything that is there. So, is there something that you want to do? And we will definitely do because we are Aam Aadmi. We can do anything anyone wants.
So you are saying I'm one of your permanent guests. I'm going to have it recorded so that I can torture you in the future with this footage.
Definitely. You are a permanent guest.
Yes.
So it was nice speaking to you. We'll catch up again on another topic in our next episode.
Sure.
Hello. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And everyone who's not watched, see you soon. I think you must watch See You Soon.
Yes.
And Kevin, again, I just want to tell you, your idea is so nice. Like everyone has their say, which is so true. And the most wonderful thing that you said is everyone has their story.
And
like how they
everyone has a beautiful story. It's just not a story. They have a beautiful story to tell. It's just that maybe they're not pushed enough to tell that story, or they do not get a platform to tell that story.
True, and every beautiful story need not be a happy story or something like that. Correct. So the way you're saying Aam Aadmi and then normal people giving their opinions about stuff and everything, it just sounds exciting. So all the best to you too.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on our show. Thank you very much. Let's see how it goes.
Thank you. Aam Aadmi signing off.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.